Oh, hey, you want to get going? You want to do this thing?
Oh, hey.
It's a Monday. Just behind, right from the hop today.
Yeah.
It's like it's a Monday or something.
Have they done that daylight savings yet? Did we already do that? The spring forward, or is that not?
It changes for me every week to week, day to day.
Yeah, you're always changing time zones. Yeah,
you do whichever I need.
Yeah. But we're here, and so we may as well do it, right? We may as well do this thing that we do. Little barn burner here on a Monday.
So Nike says, just do it.
Just do it. Just do it. How's everybody feeling?
Did you watch that show?
The Last Dance?
No, the Nike.
The movie?
Yeah, Air. What's it called?
Where the mom is
Matt Damon and
the mom wants the shoe deal and stuff like that. Yeah, I did. Yeah,
Matt Damon.
I kind of enjoyed it, but again,
good.
Right.
Again, I can enjoy bad films about certain sporting things. Like, I don't know if Bull Durham is a good movie, but I really like it. I think that's a good movie. I don't know if Draft Day with Kevin Costner is any good.
Never watched that.
Where he's the GM of the Cleveland Browns, but I'll always watch it. I don't know if Moneyball is great, but I
read the book. That's the damn problem. You read the book, you see a movie, you just usually hate the fucking movie. You're like, you're missing all this stuff. Where did it go?
Well, and Moneyball, the book and the movie are very thinly. Have you seen the movie?
Well, I watched pieces. I'm like, this is nowhere.
It's not.
So I had expectations coming in, which is the worst with movies. It's
not an adaptation of the book, though. I guess
I guess clearly.
Yeah. Anyway, Matt is in. He says Draft Day is awesome. I watch it all the time. I've watched it many times. I enjoy it every time I watch it, but I don't know that it's any
like
good.
When you say all the time, like what do we?
Yeah, how many times you watch
if you're
it's on TBS on a Sunday or
like
what?
That Saturday, Sunday morning or afternoon thing.
If you're here's because I don't know how you guys how do you take in your entertainment, your audio, your visual, your TV? Like, are you watching it on cable? Are you listening to the radio? Or are you finding podcasts? Are you watching YouTube or streaming services?
Streaming mostly, yeah.
Pinder?
Yep.
I'll do the sports on the cable at home, and then if I'm lying in bed watching a show, it'll usually be like streaming, like a Netflix or a Prime or a something.
What about you, Jack? You're the youngest of the crew.
We are full stream. No, we got rid of the cable.
So if I have things going on around the house, I got to make dinner, you're cleaning out. Just when we're not doing this, in the few hours that we're not doing this show, I'm on demand. I can't. I'm now spoiled. I can't do it. I can't listen to stuff I don't want to listen to. I can't be stuck. So the odd time you'll go, okay, what am I? I got to do the dishes. I got to cut the lawn. I got some stuff to do. What am I going to listen to? What am I going to? What's on Netflix? Draft Day. I'll put it on. I always enjoy. Moneyball.
Really?
Moneyball. Jonah Hill. I can watch.
Yeah, this weird thing where if like I've seen a movie, I would never even think about watching it again. And be like, oh, there's other movies I haven't seen. I'm in such a deficit. Now this is an opportunity to see another movie. But you're sort of saying it's less about sitting and watching. It's just more around.
This is not a sit down and focus.
Yeah,
this is just it's watching me as I do stuff. But I know what's happening.
Yeah, I would choose a YouTube type of situation in that.
Yeah.
Circumstance.
Yeah.
So Kevin Costner watches you bake buns, basically, is what we're hearing here.
Yeah, I mean, it's not been. I bet you I've made buns once in the last calendar year.
Oh dear, they're
great.
Oh, are we happy with that? Is it a deliberate thing? Is it like you had ramps, you had cars, you were going to be a baker? Like where are we at with this?
Yeah,
it just hasn't. I made salsa yesterday, some pico de gallo. I had some tomatoes that were. Set to go the wrong way, so a little bit of
Dean to the rescue.
Went to the store. I'll get some white onions, get some cilantro, some garlic, some jalapenos.
Oh,
chopped her up as I was watching McDavid and the Oilers.
Have they won that series yet? I know they were heavy favorites.
Yeah.
Is it over?
No.
Okay.
I will say this though. I had fears that this was going to be a short series, that it was not going to be long. I feel like once you are guaranteed it's at least 6.
Yeah.
One way.
It still could be a short series, Dean, but I'm kind of with you.
But if it's short, it's not going to be short for the, to your point, in the favor that I thought it was going to be. We may as well get into it. Why would we wait when there's such great things to talk about, such wonderful things to get into? And we'll do it for our buddies over at McLeod Law. Why wouldn't we? Taking the stress off your shoulders. That's what McLeod Law is all about. You get into some legal issues where you need some help. It's nice to know that you're not alone, that you've got some of the best in the business at your side. Let them handle your insurance, your medical claims. You focus on your recovery or whatever the issues that you have, business or personal. They are in it with you, professionals with a common goal, helping their clients meet their goals. McLeod-law.com. Oilers last night at home, taking on the Vancouver Canucks. After the split, they got the split.
Yeah.
Vancouver got the overtime win in game number 2. Everything was feeling great. Big night for Connor McDavid. Big night for Leon Draisaitl.
Bounce back.
They come home. They get a 1-0 lead, and it's short-lived.
Let me guess. Power play goal early. Is that right?
I'm trying to remember.
Yes, it's correct.
Half. More than half of what they do is on the power play. So
it's wild.
Yeah, and you wouldn't expect that it would necessarily be the guy that scored it, but friggin' what's his name?
Matthias Ekholm,
power play goal from the blue line.
Like
but then, yeah, 3 in 3 games or something like that. Anyway, but then the Canucks come back and then they take the lead, and then the Oilers just kind of keep chipping away. It was timely goals. Arturs Shilov's public enemy number 1 up in Edmonton.
Beautiful. I mean, there's going to be a lot of Carson Soucy, Nikita Zadorov hate right now, but in terms of why you're down in this series, it's Arturs Shilov's.
He's been dynamite.
He's been excellent. And he was asked about it post game. I saw the scrum at his locker. Is there anything to this? Young guys, they don't know any better. And I keep thinking about that a lot. He's 23. He was proud to play for Latvia at the Worlds last year, and he spent most of the last few years in Abbotsford playing for the AHL affiliate. He seems rather calm and poised, more than when perhaps he should be, given the stakes.
It's goaltending. How hard is it? Stop the puck.
Easy to say.
You only have to do one thing, Dean. You don't have to
just
skate. You don't have to pass. You don't have no stick handling.
No crossovers.
Mm-hmm.
Stop the puck.
And it is interesting because Silovs is making it look easy, and Stuart Skinner's making it look very hard.
That's good for Skin.
I was going to say, now is that fair?
Yes, it is
for Skinner. I feel like this is one of those. Look at the right hand, and we're not worried about what the left hand's doing.
With the Oilers and their struggles, you're saying?
With the Oilers and their struggles.
Okay.
Skinner gets pulled, and I guess you try to get a rise out of your team, trying to get something going. I'm not saying he's played well. You can't defend those numbers. It's an 877.
Yeah, which is basically his career stuff in the playoffs at this point. He
allows 4 on 15 last night, but you go back and watch the goals that go in. And I guess once you've let in
Lindholm
4,
one's bad.
What's that?
I didn't like the second Lindholm one.
But if you watch that goal, it's a power play goal, and the defense decide they're just going to let him skate right through the slot to the top of the crease and make a play.
Yeah, no, you know what? I think we're on the same page in the sense that Shilovs has been the best goalie in the series, and so now there's a lot of attention on why is at Skinner's numbers.
See, that's what I'm saying. Is that on one side you've got one guy that's playing out of his mind, and there's some goalposts and everything else, but he is making highlight reel saves and is helping his team out to a series lead. And then at the other end, defend Skinner. Just the first is a power play tip by Lindholm. Those go in.
Yep.
The second one, Besser is allowed to just stand. Everybody, it's as though they're like, hey, back up because Besser's going to shoot. So below the dot and in the circle, it parts. He's all by himself. Fogel turns it over, and then Suter gets it into Besser on a breakdown. And then that power, I don't know. I didn't think that's. I'm not blaming him on that fourth one. I just feel like, so Skinner's no good. 877. We pulled him. It's letting some people off the hook here.
But it's two things, right? Like even you saying what you're saying is maybe true, But if you want to win a frickin' Stanley Cup, what do you need?
Yeah, you do.
And it's not my fault.
Mm-hmm.
Have there been many goalies go lift the cup and go, oh, it wasn't my fault on those, right? Like, these are guys that make saves.
You need saves in this
You
tournament.
win the cup when you get saves, and you make more than an 877 save. Like, I get what you're saying. Oh, he's not to fault. No, at some point you are to fault. Only because to win fucking Stanley Cup, you need somebody to make some saves.
To me, the takeaway is it still feels like, and I'm not even stealing it, but somebody put it into words on Twitter, and I thought it felt like a Pinder tweet, because it was very much as you would have tweeted it. So you mean to tell me after 9 years of McDavid and Draisaitl, the Oilers are still if McDavid and Draisaitl don't do it for us, we're fucked kind of a team. And it kind of feels like that. Did you see the ice time?
He's 29 minutes.
A non-overtime game. Now, granted, maybe we all do the same. We're down by 2 in the third. We're pouring it on. McDavid in game 3, 29 minutes.
And 42 seconds. He's almost half the game, Red.
But what do you want to be criticized for? Not like
here's what you're criticized for, to be very clear. This is a decade of 2 of the best players in the sport, and you still don't have a well-built roster around them that has major deficiencies. Skinner is a platoon 1B at best in my mind. Their second pair makes $13 million, and they've been an absolute sinkhole. CC and Nurse have been a disaster.
Nurse is always off in the playoffs.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's basically been bad since he signed that contract that Holland signed him to a year away from UFA, coming off shooting 20%. This is a poorly constructed roster. They have no offense from their bottom 6 forwards, and they're having to play their 2 superstars half an hour. This is not a well-built team. It is not McDavid and Draisaitl's fault this team hasn't had a win beyond the second round. It is back-to-back really poor jobs of GMing around 2 value deals on superstars in their prime.
And they live and die by the power play still, which is not to say they can't score 5-on-5, but it's as though they wait for Draisaitl and McDavid to do something, or they wait for the other team to take a penalty. And then they come to life. Okay, well, now we got a power play, so now we can get something going here. Okay, well, now McDavid and Draisaitl are out on the ice. Well, maybe something will happen here. But then when they got to come to the okay, well, how soon till you guys can go out again? Can you catch your breath here? Because it just feels like you are the guys that are going to have to haul us out of this.
Yep.
And in there as well is Hyman, who's had a great playoff, but it still feels like he's
tapping in McDavid passes. Yes. He's done a great job of it, but that's it. Yeah.
And Nuge is a very good player, but is
he a driver of things?
No, I think he's a third line checking center. He had 100 points last year and everyone fell in love, and he dropped off by 40 this year and no one said boo. He's not that guy. It's just, is he playing with the superstars on the man advantage and, feasting? Alex bleeping Chason was out of the league moments after he nearly scored 20 because he was on that top Oiler power play unit. You have to understand, a lot of the production we're seeing is just being next to McDavid and Draisaitl. And that's not a shot at Hyman, but you can't put him on his own line and he's going to score 40. Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's not like you're sticking Hopkins and Hyman together and going, oh, look at this.
Yeah.
And he's a great player. And if you're the Oilers, that's a great fit. You go put him with one of the best passers in the league, and he scores all the dirtiest goals from in tight. That's perfect. But you have not drafted a single forward that is impactful that is now in your bottom 6 on a value deal. You're old. You've got Derek Ryan, Corey Perry, Evander Kane. You got all these this is the oldest team left in the playoffs. And you were so horny to get a defenseman at the draft. You go, we're going to reach for Philip Broberg when Zegras and Caulfield and Boldy are right there. That's what this team's missing. It's that young forward, not on those 2 superstars lines that could score.
But for so long, but they were criticized for taking forwards when they should have been getting defense.
Always take the best player. You can trade Caulfield for lots of D better than CC right now.
But that goes deeper too. But I still think that the trade they made at the deadline is the stupid trade.
We talked about Stuart Skinner is not going to be the best goaltender in a series unless you get a really weird matchup against a team like maybe Colorado. We've talked about CC not being a 4. He's a third pair guy. Ken Holland went out and got Adam Henrique, another guy in his 30s who's hurt and really didn't address their greatest 2 needs, which we thought were net mining in the defense core.
Yeah, and paid a price.
Yeah, first.
And I'm with that. Just felt like we need to do something. It's like when you're a
get
kid.
a first for Tanev.
They honestly, I said it yesterday in a group chat, mostly to rile up Oiler fans, but if they traded a first for Chris Tanev straight up and didn't tie a bad contract to it, are they not up 3-0 in this series?
Oh, I think
like that Nurse-Cece pair is like 4 or 5 goals underwater at even strength.
Yeah.
Tanev's been superb, and they've won close 1-goal games. Like,
I wonder if they'd have
what are we doing here? You know what?
I mean, there's only one way to know. And that's
Conroy bristled at the notion that there were firsts for Tanev, and you can staple some bad money to a first. That's not a first. Like,
well, and that's all fine for us to talk flame stuff. But if you're just speaking about the Oilers and their needs, the Oilers fans should have flipped the F out when that trade was made. We do not need this. Yeah. This is not going to be the difference between success and failure in the playoffs. What's going to be the difference is the fact that you traded a first and don't have a defenseman or a goaltender that you can rely on.
Yeah.
And because it was Walker goes to Colorado, right?
Yeah, and they stapled Johansson's money to him to get him out, so that was a first.
So there's definitely a player that you could have had.
Well, and how about if you really thought depth scoring was an issue, which we didn't, like Gensel's a much better player than Henrique. He went for a second and a bunch of prospects. Like, didn't go for first.
And
it was
here's
early.
The thing. Could they be up 3 in the series, even with the way it is?
Yeah.
Sure. Right. They're a shot away last night, but if you want to move it forward, what is that? Is the goal to beat Vancouver and get to round 3, or is the goal to win a cup? Watching the Oilers to this point, they are not a favorite against the Rangers, the Panthers, the Stars, or the Avalanche. I can't imagine that anybody would be looking at Edmonton as being a really good, a favored team going against any of those.
Yeah, and you're right. Like they could win this series, absolutely. It looks like we'll get, potentially a suspension for Soucy. That hurts an important area of depth for the Canucks. Their blue line's been really physical and good. I'm not surprised at all if this is 2-2 going back to Vancouver, and then it's like, okay, who's going to get a bounce or 2 or a save or 2 more? It's a best of 3. Like you need to win 2. That's it. So we wouldn't be surprised, but it's still, to your point, feels like there's 2 demigods, and if they're not right, we don't have a sniff. And that's not how Tampa won cups, and that's not how Pittsburgh won cups, and that's not how Colorado won their cup. You needed to do a better job of finding players around your 2 stars, and they just haven't.
We're going to get to our buddy here, but just, I guess, final game 3, ice time, non-overtime game. Draisaitl 27:05, McDavid 29:42, Bouchard 31:24.
Yeah, and that's a Draisaitl 29:04 after being questionable for game 2 with issues. Like he's hurt, like he's not 100. They're absolutely. It feels like it's Hail Mary last call stuff. We'll play him every other shift, literally.
Bring in our hockey insider, Daily Faceoff, dailyfaceoff.com. He's our buddy. He's Frank Seravalli. He is he's right in the belly of the beast. How are you? How's the air? How's the mood? How's everything going?
How's the office space there?
Yeah.
Well, it's a bit smoky here. Did you guys get some smoke?
Yeah.
Have they started burning shit there yet, or what? What's the story?
Oh, Ryan.
I'm teasing.
Oh,
Ryan Edmonton, not Vancouver.
Frank Seravalli joining us from the Oilers Nation studios, I believe. Is that what you'd call it, studios?
I would prefer to call it the Daily Faceoff Studios, but
fair enough. Yeah, we'll go with that. I guess you can imagine what we're talking about. It is the Oilers. They're trailing in the series. They can certainly come back and win this thing, but it becomes now, how are you net? How are you in the blue line? Are you constructed to get past Vancouver, and then what awaits you in round 3 and again in round 4? It becomes kind of the micro macro right now.
Where do you want me to start? I mean, macro, what's abundantly clear to me is that neither one of these teams is beating Dallas or Colorado, to say nothing of getting to a cup final and winning. They're both incredibly flawed. Neither one has depth scoring. At least the Canucks have some mojo. They have an ability to come back, and they've gotten goaltending from Artur Shilovs. Man, there's some real questions about Edmonton's goaltending that I think they've got an incredible dilemma and decision on their hands for game 4.
Could they really go to Pickard here? I mean, what are we talking about? This is a guy that clears waivers every single year that makes like league min. Like,
I don't care. To me, what it comes down to is, do you have a chance to win with Stuart Skinner? And my answer is, we've seen enough of a sample size to know that that's no. Let me provide some, again, micro series save percentage is 793 for these playoffs, a little bit larger scale. His minus 5.7 goals expected means he's given up almost 6 more goals than he should. And then if you want to go macro, look at the last 2 playoff runs. He's played 20 games, an 881 save percentage. And when you consider what that means in the grand scheme, that is the worst save percentage in the salary cap era of any goalie with at least 15 games played. Not like there's 69 goalies that meet that criteria that have played 15 or more games in the salary cap era. He's 69th, and that's not nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Well, do you want to stay on the goaltending here? Do you know?
You know what?
Pickard, though. Well, what's the incentive to keep Skinner? You're giving up so few shots a game, 18 last night. You don't need an absolute world beater in net. You just need somewhat passable, competent, C-level stuff.
Because I think it's a 2-1 series, and it's been close, right? They were 1 shot away from winning. They could be up 3-0, but it's panic time. That's how it goes when you get to this point in the playoffs. And it's fans reacting online. Is there a world where we see Jack Campbell come back?
I raised that question last night just among peers at the game, saying there's no cap in the playoffs.
He's there. He's a black ace.
I don't think they trust him. I think his teammates really like him, but to me, he's an unquestionably better goalie than Cal Pickard. It's just that Pickard played better this season at the NHL level, but Campbell's actually been fine when it comes to the playoffs. And here's the other part about Skinner for me. They kept Jay Woodcroft last year, kept going back to him every single time. Oh, he'll figure it out. And he just never did. What makes you think this time around that the results are going to be any different? I don't care that he's your goalie of the future. I don't care. Like, there are serious Mitch Marner vibes here. From Edmonton, great regular season player, has shown no ability so far in 2 playoff runs to be able to get the job done. I'm not playing on, what the long odds are or the long game. I need someone that's going to even up the series for me in game 4, because you could make the argument that the Oilers are up 3-0 in this series had they gotten even somewhat passable goaltending. They don't blow the lead in game 1. They won game 2 as it is. And game 3, they had the better looks and chances and gave up probably 3 goals that they shouldn't have.
What do you make of the Nurse Cece pair? Because it's not been great work in front of whoever's going to play in net.
It hasn't been anywhere near good enough. I think they'd be the first to tell you that. But honestly, that's not even after Skinner. That's not the second biggest concern for me from Edmonton's perspective. It's you just hit on the ice time. Yeah. And this stat, still 12 hours after the fact blows my mind. McDavid and Draisaitl played 13 of the 20 minutes in the third period. 13.
Yeah.
They're not getting a drop from anyone else in their lineup. Corey Perry looks like he's washed.
Yep.
The rest of the guys on their team, nothing. This is a tale as old as time when it comes to the Oilers and the playoffs. Is you've got 2 guys going. And by the way, Bouchard has been good. Ekholm has been unreal. 3 goals in 3 games and nothing else. Nothing.
Yeah, it's weird. They're old too, Frank. Like, you look at that roster, there's no wave of the next guys. It's a lot of 30 to 35-year-old journeymen that just they're not going to be, the lights are too bright, but you're old. Like, you're not quick.
This was supposed to be the year.
Retro, go ahead. I know you had something there.
We're kind of bouncing all around.
It's all right. It's good.
Part of the problem also with McDavid and those guys, I see why Knobloch would put him out there for that much. You're in a game and you're close. You're trying to win. You can't play 30 minutes a night for
every other night.
another 6 months.
Yeah, you're in round 2.
You're done.
He flat out said after the game, it's unsustainable.
Yeah.
Like
it's just not. And I mean, micro, macro, like I think they're in a pile of shit, Edmonton, because like you said, Frank, even if the win, are they winning the next 2 rounds?
It's at least 6 games here, right? If they win,
like they're in trouble.
They're in big trouble, and I'm glad that you said pile of shit, because I just wanted to read for you my first 2 sentences in my story today.
Yes.
That sound you hear, that's the Edmonton Oilers season swirling in the bowl with Stuart Skinner jiggling the toilet handle. The Oilers are swimming in you-know-what in the deep end of the pool now.
That's poetry, Frank.
I just like a good poo reference every now and
Well,
again.
it fits on this show. We can't really.
Yeah.
Wow, and and you can start playing the death song, but is it not
to me? It doesn't matter. You can beat the Canucks this series.
Yeah,
like that's what I'm saying. Like they very well may still win this series, and it's far from over. But I there's nothing that I could point to in this round to say this is a team that can compete.
Yeah, like is Derek Ryan going to step up and in the next round and be good? And Corey Perry, all of a sudden, he's going to find it and be good. Like, and the
Dylan
trade,
Holloway, McLeod, like all
that
like
frickin' trade they made.
Vander Kane, where are you?
Well, he doesn't even like it
He's
there
been
anymore. It's his
neutralized by
3rd year
Zadorov.
there. He's bored. He needs out. Everyone's annoyed with him, and he doesn't. For sure, he's not fitting in anymore.
But
And
where
not to
are
re-
these guys?
And not to repeat ourselves, but Rhett kind of touched on it there, and I think it was before we got you on. It's a Monday. The deadline deal that they made with their first round pick, it really didn't address. I mean, I don't know. We're sitting here talking about lack of depth, scoring depth. So they did that. They added a couple of depth guys, but it's had no impact for them whatsoever through a round and a half.
It's been hurt.
So
None.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Jake,
I don't know what else was out there. I don't know.
That's
right.
Hey, I just spent 7 minutes on our Daily Face-Off live show today, and if you get a chance, go back and look at the link. We just broke down Chris Tanev and how he's neutralized Nathan McKinnon. To me, I look at the trade deadline acquisitions and I say, yet another reminder that less is more. Why did you give up a first-round pick for Henrique, and then you get Carrick and you healthy scratch him since game 3 of last round?
Yeah.
And you bring back Connor Brown, who gives you nothing, instead of Carrick in the playoffs. It doesn't make any sense to me. And go through the rest of the league. Like Colorado, significant. They changed out 25% of their roster at the deadline. They're trailing 2-1. You look at Carolina. They made maybe the biggest individual deal of the deadline, getting Jake Gensel. They trail 3-1. I mean, go through each of these teams, and the Rangers, they're in the driver's seat. They trade for Wenberg and Roslovic. These aren't like crazy big acquisitions, and the Stars didn't give up a first to get Tanev. Like, it just, less is more. I'm a big believer in that. And we all get caught up in the sexiness of the first round pick and the big splash. And it never really seems to work.
So
Except when it does. I mean, the problem is there's one cup, right? Like we like the Barbashev trade that Vegas made last year. They won the bloody cup.
Yeah, but was Barbashev a big name splash?
No, but my point is like the real correlation here is the teams with the best goalies have won every series. Have they not? That and special teams to me is way bigger than the deadline.
But I think the Oilers are proof enough that special teams alone can't win. Their power play before the last 2 opportunities in the third period, which, by the way, it's amazing that they got 2 and didn't score. Yeah. They were 4 for 6 for the series.
Crazy. And that's with a couple goals coming after penalties that expired. Like there's 2 more that are almost power play goals.
So okay, so we're beating it up pretty good, and that's great. What is the problem? Because we've said now goaltending's no good. Their defense can't handle it, and they don't have any depth up front. Like, that's a team that's a long ways off if all 3 are right.
Goaltending hides a lot, right?
Yep.
When you're winning games and your goalie's making saves, you don't need to look for warts or nitpick your depth or how many goals you're scoring 5-on-5. You don't need to. No one's talking about that in Vancouver today. It's about, hey, we're up in a series. This guy's been great. Because you're right. If they're getting just a little better goaltending, they're probably up in this series. And you're not worried at all about what you got for your first round pick at the deadline or your depth or any of it.
What's the old line? Goaltending's 30% of the game. Unless you're not getting any, then it's 100.
Close. Yeah, I'm not a math guy, but now as we do this, fine for Nikita Zadorov. He's going to be a little lighter in the wallet, and Carson Soucy is going to have a phone hearing for what took place at. What's your read? This is a high profile deal. It's the playoffs, and it's the world's best player on the receiving end.
I think this is a 1-game suspension all day long, and I don't think it really has anything to do with who's on the receiving end of it. It shouldn't, at least. And it shouldn't mean anything about what the intent is. The best way I can put this is if I'm driving a car and I blow through a stop sign and I hit you and I kill you, I didn't intend to kill you, but I blew through a stop sign. Maybe
less violent
Carson
Soucy you could
Soucy
have used, but sure, okay.
Well, Carson Soucy probably intended to cross-check him in the chest, but because Nikita Zadorov came in and double-teamed him, then you end up cross-checking him in the face.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the intent is. It matters what the end result is, which is a cross-check delivered to a face after the game has ended.
Yeah, and if McDavid loses 2 rows of teeth and is out with a concussion, I think you get a big number, but that he was in a scrum, he skated off just fine. It feels like an easy 1 game here, doesn't it?
The response that, if you wanted to play devil's advocate, would be, had this happened in a regular season game, would you say that it's worth the equivalent of 3?
2 or 3, yeah.
Was that the Brian Burke?
I don't know. Maybe not. I think you could probably see it both ways. Yeah. That's really what we get down to when it comes to the equation that Department of Player Safety tries to calculate, which is it's the second round, games mean more, and does this really equate to 3 or 4 in the regular season?
Yeah, it's interesting you put it that way. You could argue both ways, that because of, it's at the buzzer, McDavid did chop him first, it's the playoffs, here's a fine. Or you could go the other way, it's the playoffs. Games are more important. You're getting 2 games. I don't know. I'm kind of with you, Ryan. I think
if you do nothing, what you leave yourself to is your own devices. It's a free-for-all, and it is the exact opposite of what the Department of Player Safety should be here for, which is to protect players.
Let's flip it a little bit, and then we will move on. But what do you make of what Vancouver has done? It's a lot of what Edmonton hasn't been doing, and all of this. This has been very much by design for Rick Tocchet and the Canucks. They are getting unbelievable goaltending, but beyond that, they have been hard on McDavid and Draisaitl. They have been doing, their penalty kill is doing as good as any penalty kill is going to do, it seems. But they're following their script.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not going to come on here and fillet a penalty kill that's 50% for the series.
Nice verb.
That said, I thought game 3 for them, they made some really critical adjustments. Yes, the Oilers had the puck the entire time, it felt like, in the third period for the second game in a row.
Yep.
However, the big difference was, instead of wave after wave of the Oilers coming at you and creating chances and outworking you, the Canucks were way better at killing plays and trying to stop and halt momentum. They didn't play with the puck at the other end of the ice, but they didn't really need to, because they'd done such a better job of keeping the Oilers to the perimeter in the third period. That didn't happen in game 2. They're not able to hang on. And the Oilers have this furious comeback of 3 different deficits and win game 2. It's obvious that they spent a long time watching that game 2 and trying to pick through what made Edmonton so successful. And their structure was it was elite in terms of how they played.
And we're seeing why Rick Tocchet's going to win in a landslide for Jack Adams, I imagine. I mean, just think about this group last year, and I know there's been some tweaks, but it really looks like a group that he's been teaching all year for this kind of a test, so to speak.
That and I would say the buy-in has been there, and I also really like the deployment of their players. It's not Quinn Hughes and Philip Roenick that are the stars of this series for the Canucks on their back end. Yeah. It has been a healthy dose of that. That's why this Soucy suspension is at such a critical juncture of the season, the series, if there is one, is because him and Myers have been the guys that have been going toe to toe with McDavid and Draisaitl this round. And they've gotten a lot of Ian Cole, who's had some bad turnovers, but also Nikita Zadorov. Like it's been their bigger, stronger guys that they've deployed at a time when some coaches might opt for, hey, I want the skilled guy who makes, great plays with the puck to get us out of trouble. In this case, we're just throwing our bigs at you, and we're going to be confident in their structure.
Ian Cole has 2 goals in the last 2 games. I don't know if you've been watching closely.
Yeah, depending on how you would count the ones that came off of his stick in game 1, the turnovers, I'd say the number's actually north of that.
He's got more of that. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. Talking about a team that is, you set up the script and you try and follow it. Dallas is up on Colorado. Big game tonight. Looks like Johnny Drouin could make his return for Colorado, but it's a weird one because it's been so close. You look at two empty net goals, and the last one kind of give the impression that that's a more lopsided game than what it was. But Colorado's never had a lead. The win that they get comes in overtime in game 1. They haven't had a lead at any point in this series. Dallas is playing some big boy hockey right now.
They are, and they've done it every game right from Jump Street, which is super impressive. The fact that Colorado's on the board, the fact that they almost erased a 4-goal deficit in game 2, it's a testament to how well Dallas had played prior to that point. When you look at their efficiency, they're basically beating the Avs at their own game. They've been able to make and succeed with some serious quick strike opportunities. We timed it out today on our show. 6 seconds from their own goal line to the back of Colorado's net, and they've done it 2 or 3 times this series.
Jeez.
That's the one thing about Colorado is they are a really dangerous team, but because of the way that they play with their high octane, that also leaves them susceptible and liable to, things going back the other way in a hurry. That's what made Winnipeg so successful against them in the regular season. They couldn't adjust when it came to the playoffs. Colorado just bowled them over. This time with Dallas, they're meeting their match in depth. Yeah. And they're meeting their match in how quickly and efficiently Dallas moves the puck. Tanev is a great example. He's not fast by any stretch of the imagination, but he thinks fast. And maybe the most underrated and important part of Tanev's game is that he underhandles the puck. There is no sexiness to what he does. It's on his stick and off of it in a flash, and it's typically on the tape of the next guy, and they're gone.
Yeah, that play that it was in the game the other night, and I'm trying to remember which one it was. I think it was the Sagan backdoor on the feed by Dadonov. It's a play along the boards. It's quick, but it's on the tape. He takes a hit to make the play, and it's a huge goal.
It's not sexy.
Yeah, and here we are. We talk about the Oilers, and you bemoan the lack of depth, and we've talked about it a number of times, even in our conversations. Dallas Stars had 8 20-goal guys. That's
lots of depth.
That's a lot of depth. That's a lot of depth. So I don't know. On one hand, I watch Colorado, and I feel like when they're on their game, I don't know who beats them, but having watched this series, it's just Dallas is in there with, they're in there with the knockout specialist. And they're like, you know what? Let's go out into the deep water and let's see how we can handle you out here. I've been really impressed. And Ottinger, we know, is a great goalie, but it's been quite a show.
Are you saying I should feel good about my preseason and playoff cup pick?
Well, sure. I mean,
it's early.
Rangers might have something to say about it because
they teams left.
They've looked pretty good, and Florida as well. Boston they look like they look done to me.
That was their chance, wasn't it? They had a lead there in the third.
Sam Bennett, what a guy, right in the middle of everything.
There's a bunch of those guys on that team. You talk about Cousins, you talk about Kachuk, Bennett, Gadjevich.
But Bennett is out for the series, comes back, Marchand is out, gets a controversial goal to tie things up, and now it's a 3-1 series. And I saw you kind of nod there, Retro. I don't even know if it was so much that the Bruins gave everything they had to beat the Leafs. I don't know if it's that. They just look really outmatched here against the Panthers. Red. No. Yes.
Were you asking me, or
I am asking you? Yes, because you were
typically when they say Rhett twice, that's what they mean.
Well, we do have Frank on too, so I'd like to let Frank speak first.
Yeah, I know.
I think they got looked outmatched at times with Toronto.
Yeah,
like there were times where Toronto absolutely took it to them. So I think Boston's a good team, but I think you're going to look back on that the last decade and go, they never came through either. Maybe it just speaks to how hard it is to win, but going 7 was no help for them. They're going to get tired. They're going to get more beat up. And Florida, to be quite honest, looks younger, fresher, and more aggressive and better built for playoff hockey.
Yep.
And you lose your captain, it hurts. I don't know. What else could you say?
Yeah.
Florida looks better right now.
They sure do.
And we're huge favorites going in. I mean, I think we all sort of thought whoever wins Game 7 was going to be cannon fodder for the Panthers anyway.
Yeah, the same way I feel about whoever won Leafs Bruins Game 7 is the same way I feel about whoever wins Vancouver Edmonton.
Yeah. And even if you get Demko back, even if you get like some goaltending in Edmonton, like I understand like what you feel about them. I feel the same way. It's just we've seen some of these things change so quickly this postseason.
Yeah, and I that's why it's hard to really kind of definitively try and put a stake in the ground because, like I said, I do think there's a real chance that they still come back and win this series because Vancouver has their own flaws. It's not like they've played like a super deep team these playoffs either. They're like, anytime Ilya Mikheyev gets the puck on his stick, I know I can open my laptop because that's where scoring chances go to die. Like they've got a bunch of guys that just haven't shown up. Sam Lafferty, is he even in this playoffs? Like there's been a few guys like that, but I don't see any of that in Dallas and Colorado, not at any stretch. And it even seems like the game is faster. It's more physical. Like they're just, I haven't seen it with my own eyes. So maybe that's just what it looks like on TV, but having spent round 1 with the Canucks, now round 2 with the Canucks and Oilers, like they're not on the same level.
There's different levels.
Yeah,
totally. Is Montgomery? I'm going back to the Florida Boston. Montgomery to me behind the bench, and I guess maybe I've not paid attention to it. I'm kind of asking. He looked pissed off and rattled through the Toronto series and again in this series, in my opinion. Like it was like he was barking at guys and typically playoff hockey, you can talk to guys, you'll be hard on them and stuff. I'm not looking to pat everyone on the back and say it's always just funsies, but it seemed like there was a certain almost animosity and aggressiveness in how he was speaking to his players behind the bench. Or I don't know, has anyone noticed that? And is that
I said the same thing. Yeah. Game 7 against Toronto, he was barking at Marchand and then he was kind of vibrating on the bench. He doesn't give off that feel of, hey, This is the 4th game of round 2. It's a long way to go. We've got this. I get that from Talkett watching him through all of this. He looks very comfortable. But yeah, I'm with you. We've seen his wires touch, I think was how somebody kind of referred to him.
And Frank, like I didn't remember him being this guy when he was in Dallas. And I know there's some weird circumstances around that departure, but he came in, he was happy-go-lucky. Everyone loves this guy. That's not what we've seen this playoffs, or are we overcharacterizing things?
No, I don't think you're overcharacterizing it. What I would say is put yourself in his shoes. You have 2 magical regular seasons. You have 234 points. And almost for the 2nd year in a row, your team chokes like a dog in round 1. You pull it out in Game 7, but I don't know about you guys. I would be on edge too, knowing that had we lost Game 7, I'm probably losing my job after 2 unbelievable regular seasons. That said, I don't know why or how that should translate over to round 2. It should feel like a bit of an exhale and deep breath. And hey, stoicism is probably the best policy here, because I've said this before when it comes to Sheldon Keefe, so I need to be equally as critical this time around. I think your team feeds off of whatever your comportment is, whatever your style is. If you're complaining about every call and feeling like you're getting screwed over, your players are feeding off of that. If you're tense and nervous, your players see that, they embody it. And I just think that's a real thing in terms of how the coach presents himself, which is why I like that Rick Tocchet. I don't know if you saw the video, but he jumped off the bench after their game 1 comeback win.
Yeah.
And then he was asked about it the next day, and he was like, man, I was so disappointed in myself. Like, he hated that he was excited because he said, he goes, it was game 1. Like, to your point, Boom, we've got a long way to go. You're not celebrating anything in round 2, game 1, but yet he had the self-awareness to say, I didn't like the way that looked, even though this is the entertainment business, and you'd be perfectly rightful to be happy after your team overcame a 3-goal deficit and won in regulation on home ice.
Yeah, we kind of talked about that. So does he need to, given the circumstances, it was a crazy come from behind win. He high-fived some fans and went into the room. Oh, okay, as a coach, you want to be. That's the different to me than a coach that's kind of losing his cool a little bit on the bench. Anyway,
I saw him after the game last night. I said, how you doing? He goes, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet he is.
Hi, Noel.
We'll let you get on your way because I know you got stuff to do. But what besides, I mean, whether it's within the 4 series or anything hockey related going on here as we get into the week?
I actually, because it's Barn Burner, wanted to just mention that I dropped a pod today on Frankly Speaking with Lanny McDonald.
Oh, nice.
We went through his whole story, and it's such an incredible one. He's actually now just connecting with the amazing, first responders, Good Samaritans that stepped in to help him. Amazingly enough, none of them are hockey fans and had no idea who he was. So I can't imagine sort of rolling someone over with that, iconic mustache and not living in Alberta, but someone was on their way to Hawaii. One of them wants no credit at all, doesn't even want her name being mentioned. It's an incredible story, and we got into all of it.
And I guess just for people, we find that where? On
wherever you get your pods, Frankly Speaking. It's also the entire video interview dropped on the Daily Faceoff YouTube page just now. So just a one-on-one. And by the way, I didn't realize this. We know that he's finishing out his tenure as chairman of the Hockey Hall of Fame, but I didn't realize that last year he was named a trustee of the Stanley Cup, and I didn't really even know what that meant. But it's a lifelong position, and you are literally tasked with guarding and protecting the Stanley Cup. There's only 2 Stanley Cup trustees at any one given time. There's only been like 7 since 1893. It's actually kind of a cool. So I asked him what that means, and we talked all about the Flames' upcoming 35th anniversary this summer of their 1989 win.
Right on. All right, we'll give that a look-see. Frankly,
I'm going to give that a push on social too, and we'll retweet that video from the Flames Nation page as well, Frankie. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's honestly, the stories, he got emotional even just talking about it. Still 6-8 weeks later, he's back to walking 5-6 miles a day. This is a guy that took care of himself too, like a giant of a man that, you start to think about that situation being in the Calgary airport. He said 5 minutes earlier on the plane, 5 minutes later in the parking lot, probably doesn't make it. Like they actually broke his stern. Like, you think about how big Lanny is, and I'm sure you guys have all shook his hand at some point. Like, this is a humongous guy. They were wailing on him so hard to try and revive him that they broke his sternum. And his wife Ardell had said, do you have to hit him so hard? Like, she actually stopped the first responders. Like, do you have to do that? And it's like, hey, this is our only chance to save his life.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Awesome. We will get to that. Now we're going to let you go, but you're in the Oilers Nation.
It's the daily face.
I know.
No.
This is between us. It's just us chatting right now. How are they? How's the mood up
How
there?
tense is it?
How are they doing?
The sky is falling here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Draisaitl's a free agent in like 13 months.
Yeah, you may want to let them know.
Just
I just realized. Hey guys, did you?
July 1st, that extension will be announced.
Is Draisaitl coming up due for a new deal? I had no idea.
Can you imagine if Cal Pickard starts Game 4?
I mean, you planted the seed nicely, Frank. I'll give you credit.
Or Jack Campbell. I'm here for all of it.
And to Frank's point, or Stuart Skinner at this point.
I got nothing but time.
If they go into the room and they say, hey guys, we haven't seen him in 6 months because he's been in the minors. But by the way, Soup is starting Game 4.
Well, and this is why I think they got to stay with Skinner, because doesn't it feel like panic if they go to anyone else, or is it too late for that now? They're already panicking.
They already pulled him. Pickard already went in for the third period.
Yeah.
And Chris Knobloch had the opportunity after the game. Hey, are you going back to Stuart Skinner? He goes, oh no, I'm not committing to anything right now. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
We hear you. We got
ask
you.
his buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. You also just like, why would you tell your opponent, right? Like, keep them guessing too.
Well,
I don't think the Canucks
Connor,
would.
No, they're probably fine with all the options at this point. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Who will be starting Game 4? I haven't spoken with Connor yet, so when he tells me when he tells me who we should start, who he wants to start,
is he the goalie coach?
It's hard to say. Thank you, Frank.
See you guys.
There he is, Frank Seravalli. So, frankly speaking, as he said on the YouTubes and wherever you get your podcasts, good stuff there.
You can watch that stuff. That's exciting.
Yeah,
Lanny, love Lanny. They're He didn't want to talk about it, but that office is going to be full pucker because, in Edmonton, like I think Zadorov said it best, like, yeah, they're great fans. What else is there to do in Edmonton? Literally.
It was a very good clip.
It's life and death. Like, of course, they're going to overreact to everything. And so now they're overreacting to a series deficit where you could be up 3-0, but you've also looked very, very flawed in this series. You can't score at even strength. Your $13 million pair has been dog shit, and you're not getting goaltending.
What did we get for Zadorov?
A third and a fifth, and the third's in 3 years.
Would that not have been a fit in Edmonton as well?
Yep. I mean, they kind of have Desharnais doing that sort of thing on the third pair, but yeah, he'd help.
He does not move like.
No, he doesn't. And he's not, like Desharnais is a young guy. And I just think they had to get rid of Cody Ceci. It was just like a lot of people can do second pair, top 4 minutes better than he can. And it's third playoffs in a row where he's completely underwater, getting outscored when he's on the ice. It's no good. Like Nurse, you're married to, but you had a chance to get away from CC here.
It's great.
Our buddy Jay from up in Oilers Nation. He, I see he hasn't tweeted about the last game. But a couple days ago, because I was going to say that the people in that office, they're big Oiler fans. His last two tweets were, "We found our buzz." And then we take that split and come home and find our game. So it's as though they're on the roster. They're rostered players.
Yeah, Black Aces
with the Oilers.
Traveling back and forth with
the Oilers guys.
You know who else, do you know? It's going to be.
Yeah, Casey.
Our boy, Casey and Greta.
Yeah.
All these good people just so blinded by it.
I know. There's otherwise very good people.
Nice humans besides.
I wonder if he was on the bullhorn last night talking about how good the Oilers were in at the little alley bar there. Do you think that was the
maybe? And you because we'll move on. We got other shows to do. They're going to play more games. But like you were saying about Vancouver, well, what if they get Demko back? Can Demko be giving them better goaltending than what they're getting? Like Seelovs has
been great, but Demko's a better goalie. But you don't want to bring Demko back at 80%, which is I think what they would have been doing if they weren't getting great goaltending from Seelovs. So now you allow yourself to get Demko to 100. You bring him back when he's ready, not when he's he might be ready.
Yeah,
that's the luxury they've got.
I guess all I'm saying is I don't think you're going to see a discernible jump immediately if and when he's ready to go. This guy has given you.
How good. Play great, Seelovs. Go as long as you can.
Yep. But right while you can. It's not going to last
healthy,
forever.
Seelovs can soil himself, and at least you feel comfortable.
Yeah, and like they immediately seemed to believe that he was going to be a better option than Casey DeSmith, who played what, 2 games, games 2 and 3, or 1 game,
one game. I think it got hurt.
Yeah, and it's like this is their best chance right now. But let's say you get to the next round and maybe you have a little breather. If you could wrap this up quickly somehow, and Colorado Dallas goes the distance, you could start the next series with Demko if he's 100. That's a great thing. He's bought you time for healing here.
And it's interesting because you've talked a lot about it, and you brought it up today, Retro, just kind of the hallmarks of a team that can go on a run and can do something special in the playoffs. They have a goaltender who's come in and has given them great goaltending. Did they deserve to beat Nashville? There were times where Nashville, remember, they hit a goalpost with an open net.
Yep.
And Vancouver comes back and wins. Just the comebacks there. And even in this series,
Game
that
1,
has
Nugent Hopkins, right?
Yeah, like I don't know how
goal they lose.
Exactly. And I don't know how sustainable it is, because you feel like maybe you turn into a pumpkin at some point. They've got 6 wins now, Vancouver. They've rallied from a deficit in 4 of those 6. And of the 6 wins, 4 of them have come on the road. So there's a lot going on right now. Their best players are playing great. Some of their depth guys are playing okay. And they're getting unreal goaltending, and their power play. We talked about the Oiler power play. What was it last night? They went 2 for 3 on the man advantage. So they're all right. I don't like their chances in the next round if they get past Edmonton. I don't even know if they're getting out of this round.
Yeah, this is how suspension will help if it happens. I do think it's a game.
This is how the stories are written sometimes.
Yeah, you need to get lucky. Everyone hates saying it because it feels like you're discrediting teams, but there's like 10 really good hockey teams that were in this tournament, maybe 12. You need to get lucky. You need to get bounces. Look at Carolina last year against Florida. They weren't bad. They got swept. Look at Carolina against the Rangers right now. They're not bad. They almost got swept. I mean, you need to get lucky. It's that simple. You need a bounce here or there. There's too many good teams to be, we didn't get much luck and we were rock solid. That's not winning a cup. You need like 950 goaltending, or you got to win 10 overtimes in a row like the Habs did in 86 or whatever the fuck it was, 93. Like, you just need some luck here. And that was Florida's goaltending last year, got them to the final. I mean, look, the Vancouver, have they had some bounces? Yeah. Does it feel like they got some mojo going? Hell yeah, it does. They feel good about themselves.
And we feel good for them. Good for those guys, right?
In a while. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. We're happy, Oddly.
I think it's just more. I don't know that we feel happy for them. We're
taking our pleasure from other things here.
Yeah. Because if they were playing San Jose,
don't care. Yeah. We weren't really married to that Nashville series, were we?
No, not really. Not really. Want to tell you about Wendy's. Of course, you know how this works. Now, frozen pucks are awesome when they're in the back of the other guy's net. That doesn't mean that you want to eat one. That's the Wendy's philosophy, you see.
I got you.
Only ever using fresh Canadian beef that's never seen the inside of a freezer for all of their burgers. Whether it's a Baconator, the Dave Single, or even a JBC Retro.
Oh, yeah.
You'll only ever find real, fresh beef that's real juicy and loaded with toppings that are fresh as well. Download the Wendy's app, check out the latest deals, and order a burger that's only job is to be delicious. The Wendy's app.
That was the birthday request from my nephew yesterday. Phoned him.
Yeah.
What are you doing for your birthday, bud? Oh, we just got some Wendy's. I wanted Wendy's for my birthday meal. Crushed it.
Yeah. It's so good. So good. And this, you know what? This is not to disparage anybody else. And it feels like right now we're trying to, I'm not going to use Frank's word, but we're trying to, pump up Wendy's or whatever. But I thought about, some of the places you go for fast food or whatever, and within an hour, you're like, ooh.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that.
I don't feel great. I don't get that from Wendy's.
I don't either.
I don't know. Maybe it's the fresh toppings. Maybe it's the fresh beef. I'm not sure, but noticeable difference in my performance post
consumption.
That's right. I'm far better man when it comes to that. Pinder have to go take a Anyway, we haven't talked a lot about Rangers Carolina. That's the early game tonight, 5:00. Again, the Rangers with a chance to move on. They're real good, man.
I thought when they came back the other day, Carolina was up, and then the Rangers came back and tied it. I'm like, oh, okay, well, usually that's
and a shit goal, right? Lafreniere's been great, but banks it in off of Anderson and in. But you get a late power play and things can happen. I still like the Rangers. And you talk about Florida, the Rangers make quick work in round 1. If it can be a 5-gamer here, and then you get a little more time, these Rangers are they're going to be a problem.
Rangers are a good team.
Yeah, Rangers are a good team.
Very good team.
And Lafreniere, maybe not a bust.
I hope not. I mean, it seems like he's going to come around, but
yeah. How you doing there, Pinder?
I drink like 2 liters of fluid before the show, and so it's inevitable.
I had a lot of diarrhea.
No, not that. The fluid. Not the solid.
Oh, I wasn't sure. Wasn't sure about that. Yeah, 2 games tonight. Carolina Rangers at 5, Dallas, Colorado at 7:30.
Who are you talking about?
Spy.
Who are you talking about?
Lafreniere. He's had a good playoff.
Really has.
Had a good playoff.
Patience with the prospects.
Yeah. All you need is just a little patience.
First overall.
Yeah. But remember, you're right, but there was also a time where it's like, boy, Nathan McKinnon.
Oh, God.
Real good. Junior was the number 1.
You know how I remember that?
Sean Monahan.
Mm-hmm.
More goals. I had Nathan McKinnon in fantasy hockey and decided to move him around November the 15th. And since that exact day, he's been a superstar in the NHL.
Oh my God.
It was definitely one of those.
Yeah, it is one of those.
Yeah.
It's not your fault.
It's not your fault.
It was my fault. Shouldn't have
It
done
is.
it.
Okay.
It's desperate. Trade him for Eichel or something.
Your fault. You did it. So.
Yeah. Way to go.
I'm going to own that one. Take full responsibility, fellas.
Attaboy. Pinder Report?
Let's do it. Fun one.
I went into the folder to see just what you had.
No, you're not allowed to do that, Jack.
No, see, look, what do you mean, Jack?
Yeah, what am I supposed
You
to
got to
What's
pass
he gonna
him
do?
that
Democracy.
folder. He's not allowed to sneak through my alligator
I'm not
shit.
sneaking through. It's just I'm not going to go and find a bunch of video and cut it if it's already in there, if Jack's already found it. Trust me, I don't go, I need that Paul Maurice post game, but what's Pinder got for puke videos today?
Yeah. So you didn't see the tarantula video?
No.
Okay, good.
I've seen.
My concerns are totally.
Does he have the Sam Bennett coaches challenge? And then I left. So trust me. And far be it for us to prepare for anything. Maybe have a conversation about what we're going to do on the show.
Oh, Jack and I do that every morning. You're welcome to join in.
Fuck that. Time for the Pinder Report, brought to you by Village Honda. The CRV. Calgary has unpredictable weather, and the CRV, it's built for it. No matter what's happening, the CRV sits atop the pack among compact SUVs. There's a confidence you'll feel behind the wheel of your CRV. Honda has a plethora of driver safety features. They all come standard on every CRV. You can take one for a rip. Check one out at Village Honda, your dealership for life. Of course, they're in the Northwest Auto Mall. And
just
for
out
whatever
for
reason,
a rip, are you, bud?
Ryan Pinder.
the Pinder Report.
Thank you, Dean. We start with, well, here's the thing. We've seen some curses placed on teams by their own fan bases this year. We had that horrible one time for Thatcher Demko. And then we had the
That's
the
right,
shitty opera singers in Edmonton. And those teams immediately lost significant players to injuries and lost games. Demko lost game 1. We saw Draisaitl hurt his back in game 1 of round 2. Finally, and I mean finally, for the first time since hanging in the dome, chilling with Jerome, we got a fan anthem banger that's long overdue. And it comes from probably East Van with some hippies. There it is, boys.
Yeah.
That is the best fan banger of the postseason, and the team responded with a big win in Edmonton last night as we look at the results from eve in the NHL. First off, Rhett, I think that's the first time you've seen it. There's no way Dean hasn't seen that before. Thoughts on the anthem?
I'm impressed. Lot of effort, time and energy.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, you can't get away without strong lyrics and songwriting nowadays. You just can't do it. And those guys clearly, when putting pen to paper, really worked at it.
It was deep, but it wasn't overcomplicated at the same time. I think
you don't come out of that wondering, what's that song about?
That's right.
What's the...
It's less is more, motivation. But they're powerful and poignant words.
Yeah. Weird that because Messier was also a Canuck.
Maybe that's because Canuck. Remember how much money they gave him?
Yeah, probably.
And it was neat that they just sort of slid in the Burns and Messier, because that is a true Canuck fan.
That is a nice, yes.
Yeah.
And I swear I've been to that backyard many a time after too many pints at the Charlatan, and those dudes, that's some East Van just off Commercial Drive. They're not buying pints for a while, those two fellas.
And I've not done enough analysis. I do need to go back. I don't know if the mustache is fake or real.
That's real. You see how hairy that man is?
I think that's real, but there's probably a few Easter eggs in there too that you don't catch the first time. I
like when he just reaches around the corner and he just knows it's coming, and he's got the
PBR.
There it is.
Here, hold my mic.
Swaps at the mic. Hey, was that mic not plugged in?
His mic's not plugged in.
That is so East Van. It is unbelievable. I love to see it. Well done, fellas.
Like the soup strainer. I mean, it's pretty good.
Yeah. That's
nice
yeah, and they had to make amends after that shitty anthem. One time for that, Demko.
Yeah.
So we'll move on. The results from last night, we saw them. Florida's in the driver's seat as we expected they would be. And the Canucks, not many people had them up 2-1. They're in a really unique spot here, Dean. They could be coming home with a chance to win the series, or it's squaresies at what will be an absolutely insane Rogers Arena in Vancouver. It's been great, that venue, for sure.
Yeah. And like they've won on the road.
Yep.
They've been good at home. It will be fascinating theater. And it's going to be fascinating to see. It's going to be it's not always fascinating. It might be interesting, or you might be I'm curious as to how this is going to. I am with all of it. The ice time for the top two dogs, the lack of depth, the goaltender,
the coaches,
and it's in Edmonton. The coach right in the pressure cooker.
Yeah.
It's going to be quite a watch tomorrow.
It's the best series we got going. It felt like an instant classic after game one in Vancouver. I mean, the Oilers could be up 3-0. We also haven't mentioned that the Canucks have 2 wins and their 1 loss. They had a third period lead in. Like they've been classics. All 3. It's like you're there to the last second rolls off the clock. And even beyond that, Frank, we just chatted with, if you want to see his hit piece on Stuart Skinner, I mean, his reporting on game 3, let's check this out. That sound you hear, it's the Oilers Stanley Cup hope swirling, because it's not possible to win with this goaltending. Stuart Skinner's been one of the worst goalies of the Cap era, and it's no longer a small sample size.
But he's a top 5 goalie in the league.
In Alberta, he is for sure.
No, it was in the league. I remember watching the ESPN down here. They had it right on there. They
even do talk about hockey now and then. That's interesting. Right. Okay.
It was like Henrik Lundqvist said it.
Oh,
Hank. Better at stopping the puck than analyzing.
I brought this up on our show, and it was months ago.
I know, and we all laughed at it. That's insane. That's insane.
He's so dreamy, right?
It is a nice mustache. He'd fit in an East Fan, interestingly.
Yeah. No,
okay, so
Skinner, but
Skinner. Here's the thing: like, that's a tough day for him, right? Because we all know about Skinner and his mom. They don't really. Seymour
on Mother's Day, no less.
An excellent tweet.
Nicely done, bro.
Really well done.
Yeah.
Oh, makes me happy. Carson Soucy might miss some time. We'll find that out, I imagine, by this time tomorrow, fellas, because tomorrow night is game number 4. There's Freege with there's going to be a hearing for Carson Soucy. We showed it already, but Zadorov folds up McDavid from behind, which makes a pretty innocent cross check to the chest in a scrum turn into a, would you like me to get that out of your teeth with my stick interaction. It actually catches McDavid in the throat. Zadorov gets $5,000 for his part. We'll see what happens to Soucy for his piece of the takedown on 97, who was fine, engaged in the scrum, and then skated off. This is not nothing for the Vancouver Canucks, whose defensive depth has been a really big piece here against the two stars, Rhett.
I think they've been playing him hard, and that will hurt if he's out. And
they have been. That's the other thing we haven't mentioned.
Yes.
They have been up and down the spinal cord of Leon Draisaitl.
Yep.
I mean, it's not been subtle. It's everybody. And if they have just a small chance to lay one in, they're laying it in. And who wouldn't? Right?
Who comes in if Soucy's out?
That's a good question.
I was going to say I didn't.
Let me look.
Has to be a
anyway, because maybe we're overplaying it. You don't want him obviously to miss, or certainly.
But Ian Cole is already in.
Yeah,
like Ian Cole's already playing. So
and Ian was hurt this year, as was Soucy, and Ian's a playoff veteran. Like, I don't have a problem with that. I'm just
burying him.
What kind of players coming in? Let me just look really quickly. By the way, you guys saw the Zadorov hit on Kane?
Yes.
This is just absolute. I don't even know if I sent it to Jack. I just assumed we'd have it, but it's the topsy-turvy over the boards, and then just, I'm going to make sure you're all the way down.
Penalty.
Looks like Noah Juleson would be the extra defenseman that comes in.
Noah?
Former Habs first rounder, if I'm correct. Whatevs. Whatevs. Zadorov, by the way, seeing Kane out there. We've got a nice meme here from one of the Canucks fans. This is always good stuff. So just there we are. We'll put you in here and on with your day, Mr. Kane, who has been neutralized quite nicely by Zadorov. He's a bigger man, a younger man, and a hungrier man than Kane at this point. And that's really not allowed Evander to run amok as much as he'd like, I'd suppose.
Kane wants to be.
Yeah. This is the thing. He's got another couple of years at 5+. Nikita's a free agent this summer. He's a better fighter than Nikita, but we haven't seen the invites, have we?
Nikita's going to get paid.
He really is.
He's going to get paid.
Yep.
And I don't know. And it's a topic for another day, but this has been a good playoff for Elias Lindholm. Far greater than the regular season stretch he had, right?
No one's going to remember the regular season if you're good in the playoffs. And he's been very good in this series. A lot of Connor McDavid in this series. That third line of him, Joshua, and all of a sudden I'm blanking. They've got a lot of McJesus matchup and have done well with it.
And in Edmonton, when you don't have the change, right, it makes things a little bit trickier. You can move things around quickly, but hey, Conroy loves the Canucks. What can I do to help you?
Third guy there. Sorry.
What can I do to help you?
Okay, what are we looking at tonight, fellas? Well, a couple games. We'll take
Shepherd's pie.
Shepherd's pie with a side of Brent Burns and Adam Fox. Here we go. Now, the Canes did win a game in this series. That's good. And they actually probably are feeling really good rather than having two seasons in a row end on sweeps where they actually played well. Feeling good about themselves. Do we have a series here? Or do we need to win tonight before we can even tempt ourselves with thinking?
Oh, you have to win tonight for sure.
Good.
And Adam Fox cut from New York State Development Camp as a youngster. Just
if you don't make it at 14, kids, you're fucked.
Okay.
Or you could be the best defenseman not named Makar and Hughes in the NHL.
Attitude problems I've
in the world, so to say.
Yeah. On Earth. I mean, I don't know about the other planets that play hockey, but this one. Other contest is Dallas, Colorado. This, fellas, we need Colorado to get a W here so that this could
go here.
If you're going back to Dallas up 3-1 and they have been as stout defensively as they've been against the big guns for the Avs, this isn't going to be a long series, Dino. We need the Avs to get going here.
Yeah, you know what? Avs, I think, are fine. Dallas has done a great job, and like I said, it's crazy that the Avs haven't had a series lead or a lead in the scoreboard. Yeah. But I read this morning, when you go back to their cup win in 2022, they never trailed in any series, which is not to say they could. We love the Avalanche, right? We're unbelievable team.
Skill, speed.
This is a bit of adversity here. They had some against Winnipeg, right? They lost game 1, but scored 6 goals in that game. And then they roared. And they lost at home. That was the other thing. And again, we've talked about it a lot in the regular season. Now, just straight up, because we're talking wins or losses, 31-10 at home, 19-22 on the road. So this loss, going back to the other night, just their 11th loss in 44 home games.
5 o'clock start in New York for the Canes and Rangers. 7:30 tonight, a mile high. Come on, Avs. Let's go.
He was born in the summer.
You know who's over wreaking havoc in Europe? Dean's favorite hockey player.
Let's go.
Marty Pospisil. Bag of grease on Brady Tkachuk of all people. Do you love this or do you love this?
Hey, you son of a gun, you.
Standing down for Pospisil. He's been an agitator in this first period.
Has he ever? And they are in each other's face. I don't know.
It's definitely Pospisil doing Pospisil things. You can change the dimensions of the ice, the jersey he's wearing, and even the continent he's playing on, Dean, but that's still some Pospisil shit, and you love to see it.
You do? Yeah.
Right in there with Brady Tkachuk.
Is that ice surface bigger?
That's international, I imagine. I don't know. Where are the world champs this year? Remind me. Europe.
Slovenia.
Stankonia.
That's
Great
right.
Podcast album. Here's your pike bomb on Pospisil. Midway through the game, 2 assists and a roughing minor. Like, God bless you, this guy. Jeez.
Let's go.
Did they miss a chance to lock him up at like a max year, $10 million a year thing or what?
Yes. 10 times 8. Who says no?
Exactly. NFL, the marketing machine rolls, Rhett. We got a season opener. I don't know how they do this, but people will talk more about this than many other sports on earth today. Week 1 will be the Ravens and the Chiefs. That is a good one. Lamar, Mahomes, and a bunch of weapons. Good.
Yeah. Still a long ways away, though.
September 5. Yeah, okay. We can move from there.
How's the Bills' schedule look?
We haven't got there yet. So.
Yeah, not good.
This is an oldie, but I found it, and I'm like, did we really ever go through the breakdown on this? Because a man at a baseball game in the last year made one of the greatest plays in the history of time. Now, you're going to have to watch very carefully here. There's a man in the stands. A foul ball is coming towards him. Great dilemma. Beer in right hand, child in left. Lets go of the child, holds the beer, catches the ball with his left, and then grabs his daughter before she falls to the ground.
Shut the front door.
This is one of the greatest athletic performances of our lives.
Yeah, because he is not holding the child with his right arm in any way. Let's go for a brief second. Wow. Catch, squeeze.
Left-handed, Dean.
And look at the beer. Look at the beer.
Now, that child was holding that person's right arm, so there was some assistance.
I'd need another angle, Rhett. I'd need to see another angle.
Yeah, under review, it's still a hell of a play. There's some good data.
You might be right, though.
You know, there's not an MLB player out there that could make that play.
No. I mean, if you want to talk about making plays with a beer in your right hand, they would be ill-equipped.
Fail.
Yeah.
That's what they would do.
And having children. I mean, I'm sure they've fathered some, but
procreated.
That's right.
Sired. Yeah. Jay Cuda, another banger on the weekend. You know our boy Jay Cuda?
Sure do.
Jack was all excited about this Paul Skeens. Am I saying it right?
I think it's Skeens, yeah.
He is a highly touted pitching prospect for the Pirates, who Jack, because they're from Pittsburgh, is a huge fan. Huge. First player named Paul to make his major league debut with a mustache and no beard since 1987. Thank you, Jay.
That is almost hard to believe. But
it's the thing about baseball, the stats that they keep.
Yeah.
Mind-boggling.
It really is a numbers game, Dean.
Yeah.
You can dive into the analytics.
The database. Sorry, Ray?
How did Paul Kilgus do in his
good mustache
debut?
He did good, and then the coaches ruined it.
That's the new guy,
yeah.
Tell us about it, Jack. What happened there? Because
4 strong innings, I think 1 run, 7 Ks, and then the 5th inning, there's 2 outs, 3 on. They pull him, and the next pitcher proceeds to walk 4 straight guys.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Hey, it's what the numbers said.
The numbers said, let's walk this guy in and get to the next guy. And then they said, let's walk this guy and go to the next guy. Let's walk this guy and go to the next guy. Let's go. He did hate Paul Skeens.
And Skeens, he has a very pretty girlfriend. I don't know if you've noticed.
Yes, a gymnast.
Yeah, very good. I mean, good for him.
And her. I feel like Jim's
good for her. Yeah. Yeah. But looking at that guy with that mustache, good for I'm on the good for him side, I think. But
yeah, here's the thing though: when you get to like Rhett Warner and above kind of pro athlete status, you can just do what you want. you're already hot. You could shave half your head and leave the other long. It doesn't matter. You're a celebrity.
It's all about personality, isn't it, Dean?
That's what I get by on.
Gosh,
charm.
Paul Kilgus.
How do you do?
21 wins, 34 losses.
21 wins. Oh, that's not.
4.19 ERA.
Yeah, not that good. Cavalry FC was in Halifax on the weekend. This is one of my bucket list trips, boys. We need to go to Halifax and get absolutely blind at the strip of pubs there and then go to a game, Wanderers against Cavalry.
Church Street?
I don't know what street it is, but I'm in.
Diaz from Camargo.
There you are.
The back post, Fillion had leaned back, but he could not do
Oh,
it.
Accio, you know what that means? Backflip time, baby. Woo! A 1-0 there, a 1-1 draw. They leave the East Coast with. Stinking tie. They got their point, though, Dean, on the road, and we got a backflip, so we got to show them.
Bucket list, eh?
Dude, I'm all about those sort of sneaky little wild sports scenes. That's 5K every single game, and it's right at the end of the strip with all the pubs. That'd be one of the best environments to watch a soccer game.
That feels like a very achievable bucket list.
Yep, like, totally. I mean, it's a pain in the ass getting out there, but
you get on plane.
I think you're just getting
it's direct.
You're like, I can go to Paris for half this price. What are we doing here, guys?
Okay, well, it's not a bucket list then. It's just you're a cheap bastard.
No, I'll get it done. It's just I got to find the right time. This is what
Jack, bucket list or not bucket list?
Hell no.
It's not a bucket list. Just do it.
Jack doesn't do soccer, so I'm not offended by that.
I think you just need to do it. It's like
Junior B and Fernie for a hockey game. That is legendary. It's all Aussie lifties. They drink about 10 kegs of beer for a single game. That's another sneaky sports to-do list. I want to do this undercover sports bucket list. Like, it can't be like, oh, I want to go to the Super Bowl. Of course.
I think he's trying too hard.
I do too. Yeah. Just go. It's Fernie.
You know what you should do? You should put together a trip. And sell it, because I'm sure there's lots of people that
foot soldiers,
really wanted.
Yeah.
Halifax, it's beautiful.
Halifax is a great time.
Organize it for them, then they'd participate. They just need somebody to take the bull by the horn.
Red, you're an idea guy. I'll tell you.
I'm giving you a great idea.
That's what I just said. Let's go to the bus where Rhett didn't see a sign, so he thought he could. Well, if it's not on a sign, I can do it, right? Now, Rhett, you were in a mood here. So there's Rhett in his red toque in the hammock on the bus that he set up, and the driver is basically like, "I can't drive the bus if you're in a hammock."
I would like to see the sign that says no hammocks. We've got a whole.
Where's the no hammock sign?
We got a whole list of things. No,
I can't see you. You can't see me.
If you don't come out of that.
I'm not here.
Call the police. No.
What?
No.
Oh my god.
No.
Oh my god.
You can't stop me.
Well, oh my god.
I won't be stopped. Whoa. I said I won't be stopped. You see that?
Oh my god.
Are you gonna get out of it, man? Yeah. I'm like an anaconda.
Oh my god.
What the?
You're gonna give yourself a concussion. You
No,
can't
I
have a
have
hammock in here, dude.
Come on, just drive the bus. Everyone's got places to go.
I don't think we can. Can you get down so we can get where we're going? Please?
What?
Dude, please?
I'm staying in the hammock. I'm not moving this bus. You know what? There's AC in here.
Dude, get down.
I'm not getting down.
Get down.
The bus is not moving.
Get down. Get down. We have places to go.
That feels like an SNL skit, like that Tim
There's
Robinson.
no sign that says no hammocks. Show me the no hammock sign.
There's
I would like
in
to see
here.
a sign that says no hammocks. We've got a whole.
Where's the no hammock sign?
We got a whole list of things. No.
Where's the no hammock sign? It does feel like it.
Yeah. I like that one. I don't know why. Yeah,
It's the no hammock sign, because I saw it quickly and I'm like, we'll look at this on Monday. And that Jack was like cackling at his desk today. I'm like, no hammock sign. Got it. Guys.
Oh God. Not like now.
Who do you trust at work? Who do you really trust when you go to, the salt mine in the morning with your pickaxe, when you roll up your sleeves and start working on heavy machinery? Who do you trust?
Oh, jeez. Fellas.
Because these guys, they're in the trust tree, Dino. Didn't think it was.
Wow.
Did you? Yeah.
Wow.
I know. You're not letting Rhett do that to you.
Wow.
You wouldn't let me do that?
Rhett! Those are full swings of the sledgehammer.
I am an
You got bad shoulders.
sledgehammerer.
You would smash your knuckles putting nails into a 2x4 with a.
No. I've never missed.
Never missed.
Never missed.
You and Peter Gabriel, Sledgehammer? Is that who it was? Or is it someone else?
Never lost.
We should do that. Stupid money.
Here's some stupid money. Let's go to Asia where we're looking for honey, boys. Honey. Let's go. Boy, there's a lot of bees by this honey, Dean. Look at all that honey. Oh, dripping. Oh. Wow. That's a nice haul there, Dino.
How badly do we need honey?
That's the best stuff there.
Just have some sugar.
That's a lot of bees. I guess you need a lot of bees to make that much honey, don't you?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
I get $1.50 per jar of honey.
Yep. You got stung 80 times in 9 seconds, but it was worth it. Rat was out on his motorbike again. You guys are always they get the gravel off the roads here, Dean. The street sweepers are out, and then
of course,
everyone's got to show off with their bikes cruising down the street. Oh, that's not what we wanted. See, that's the thing, right? When you're doing the pop a wheel, you can't really see forward, can you?
Yeah, your visibility is impaired for sure.
Yeah, and I'm glad that guy's got the hard, protect your spine jacket in front of him there. That saved the day.
What's that called?
The hard protect your spine jacket.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
I should
HPSJ.
Okay. I'm gonna Google for one after the show.
So if the motorbikes don't work, well, you can always go quadding. There's a little less traffic, right? It's a good thing about quads. You're out in nature.
Wear the same jacket.
Far safer too, right? Because
you'd think.
Why are you
trying to catch it?
Well, now listen, because the guy does tell him. He's like, don't try to stop it. But someone's got superhero complex. Don't try to save it. I didn't think they were supposed to move that way, Rhett. Four wheels, but I never saw it moving that way before.
That guy's a real stupid ass.
Yeah, dumb.
Yeah.
DUM.
Speaking of dumb. You quit on your pilot's license, Rhett? You started it and then you quit?
I don't quit anything, Pinder.
No,
I just haven't finished.
It's
just
on
hasn't
delay.
finished. Yeah, he's not
I was
a
going to say,
quitter.
it's a good thing it's delayed so that you didn't end up being this guy who looks to be in some sort of a glider with a fan. Always bad.
There's some panic.
You're in a little bit of trouble here. You can see the parachute. Is parasailing? What do we call this?
Yeah, stupid.
He's bracing for something, Dino. Look at his face. Oh, fuck.
I lost my hat, Daddy.
Yeah, there it is.
You're too old for this, bud.
You're too old for that stuff.
Come on.
Can we see it again?
Yeah, sure.
Just
now, who does he look like? Is that like Ted DiBiase at the end of his career there, or what are we doing?
It's a guy that shouldn't be doing that for sure.
Grandpa retired. He's got a new hobby.
You think he's shit canned? Because he goes full panic mode. He's like,
Look at the fear.
Like, doesn't brace himself. He takes that first branch right in the
right
mush.
here. Look at his face.
Oh, fuck.
Like, at no point does he try and shield his face from the trees.
Yeah, it's a good question in the chat. Did he shit his pants there? I think he might have shit his pants coming in.
Pee came out, if nothing else.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I had a lot of diarrhea.
It's true.
Yeah.
Now, Rhett, you are what? You had the States thing, young man's playing state hawk tryouts, all that. But you and a couple of the dads and the video coach all went and got pissed up. Went to some piano bar, gallivanting through the downtown somewhere in some place in New York, the old Finger Lakes or whatever.
Might have, yeah.
Had a couple pops. But here's the thing. You didn't know your boys were selling you out, taking videos of you. Look at this. This is after the night on the club. Rhett's trying to take a piss in the old fountain here. And then
the head is so heavy when you're drunk. It gets heavier.
It's just moving things around.
It's like all the liquor goes to your
back. All the way
it's
forward.
Georgie. Always funny, hey, George?
Oh.
Real funny. Couldn't hold me up, huh?
Come on, George.
Come on, George.
Pets make us happy. Dean, we love Bear. We like the other guy you renamed. And down under, people have different kinds of pets. Let's head there.
Are we really going to Australia?
We love it.
Look at this. And this is a little girl with her two pythons, Steve.
Snake.
will often be better than a typical house cat.
Totally.
The snakes haven't bitten us. The cats have bitten us.
The snake looks like it's about 12 feet, by the way. The girl's like
No one
5.
gets to see the good nature of these animals.
Look at the good
They
nature.
don't have a
People
good
believe
nature.
that
Yeah,
snakes
look, you just
size
have to
up
not get
and
bitten
measure
by
their
them.
food.
See?
Oh, yeah.
And it's the biggest myth.
She's eating
Snakes
popcorn.
ambush hunters.
Movie
They don't
time.
have time to work out point of reference. When I've introduced Emmy to both snakes, he was 2 years old.
Yeah, she was 2 when she, yeah.
Now
Seems like
they
a good
aren't
time to
big.
incorporate. Look at the size of this.
Doesn't look good to me.
Jeez.
Cher is a gentle diva. She likes
Right.
her routine and she likes to make sure she's got fresh water. Sunny is normally really laid back. He's actually quite a soppy snake.
Soppy?
My daughter is very lucky.
Yeah, to be alive.
That's right. Yeah. Anyway, I hope that your pets make you as happy as those snakes make her, Dean.
Clearly, yeah. Emmy, she was having a cuddle with the snake. Well, she's dead now. What happened? I don't know. I left the room for like 5 minutes, and they were kind of having a little snuggle. And
Emmy looked way bigger. I don't know what.
Well, how come she's blue? I don't know.
They've known each other for years. Who could have seen this coming? You love going to the beach, but since we've shown you some things about sharks, you don't want to go to the beach.
Well,
because Rat was just down in Florida. He's not afraid, but you just keep saying like,
right.
And so this is your fear right here, I think. So we look and see a fin. And
this is the one that I saw. I couldn't remember. I was telling you about it. It's like 8 feet offshore.
Yeah, it's like that thing can end up on the sand if the right wave catches it.
Like to the point you feel somebody's got a
like
fin
30
on their
people
back.
there? 40 people there? Like what is that remote control? What are we doing?
Oh, fuck. Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Holy fuck.
Holy shit. Yep. Yep. All of that applicable. It all applies.
Get out!
Get out! Yeah. There's Gertrude getting everyone
There
else.
she is, yeah. Helen.
The girl.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Rhett, like, what do you do there?
It's weird. The shoveler brought up how, are we ever going to get a place on the beach? And there's your answer. Lakes it is. Love the water.
Yeah. No,
lakes. Jackfish are not, I mean,
the suckerfish are gross.
They got lots of teeth.
Yeah.
No fun getting bit by one. That ain't happening.
Finally, I think it was Noodles a couple weeks ago. Do you remember what prop he had when he joined us from his home in Greater Toronto?
The drink?
Yeah, the
prop that he had. A hint.
The back
scratcher.
Back scratcher.
Back scratcher. Now these are kangaroo claw back scratchers. So for the people that are just impossible to buy gifts for, Rhett, this a submission from one of our viewers that it's clearly dialed in on the kangaroo claw back scratcher market.
Jesus, I mean,
I don't want it.
No, it's for Noodles. Right.
Yeah.
Guy that does everything.
Why stop there? I mean, what other animal hooves could you put on a
you could just
friggin'
strap
stick and use it as a back scratcher?
Shark tooth back scratcher. Back scratcher.
Some pig's feet.
Grosses me out.
Chicken feet.
And they are
human
nasty
feet.
claws, right? Yeah. That was last week's Pinder Report, the guy with the feet.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's your Pinder Report for a Monday, Dean.
So great, Ryan. Thanks.
Holy fuck.
Village Honda, huge selection of pre-owned vehicles. It's all makes, it's all models, it's all budgets. But when you roll onto the lot at the Northwest Auto Mall and you look around, I was thinking maybe I wanted something a little different. You go and you talk to the sales staff because they will tell you they are part of the Wood Automotive Group. And within that, access to more than 500 pre-owned vehicles across their dealerships. It's truly your one-stop automotive destination in Calgary. They're worth the trip. Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall. Yep. Back scratcher, back scratcher. It's a back scratcher, back scratcher, back scratcher. I grabbed a clip. Now, we didn't, from the Florida game the other night, we talked about Sam Bennett. Sam Bennett, injured, takes a shot in the hand, comes back. Now, does he kind of punch Marchand in the face in that hit? It's hard to say. Bennett's out to make a difference every time he's on the ice. He is. Now, the most recent match, there's a goal that's going to be scored by Sam Bennett, but there's a play that Sam Bennett does kind of leads up to it. So if you watch Montgomery challenged, and they said no, goal stands, no goalie interference.
Power play.
Now so off. You're going to need to put somebody in the box. Now, here's according to the rule book, -23232.
Subsection A, yeah.
If a defending player has been pushed, shoved, or fouled by an attacking player so as to cause the defending player to come into contact with his own goalkeeper, such contact shall be deemed contact initiated by the attacking player for the purposes of this rule, and if necessary, a penalty assessed to the attacking player. That feels like what's taken place here.
Yeah, it does.
I was surprised that goal. I don't know it's going to impact the series, but I was surprised there because that's Boston had a 2-0 lead. Then it's 2-1. That goal, I believe, is the one that makes it 2-2 as the Panthers come back and win. Shocked in a way that was allowed.
I am thinking that they didn't believe that Swayman could get over to make the save, and that's why it stands. And if you look at him, he's fully extended and has another foot to go, and he's off his goal line. If you can see it one more time. So if they think he can't get back into that play, does that nullify? That's correct, yeah.
And so you're now going to interpret what the goaltender's capable of doing in that circumstance.
It's more interpretation. It's not what we need for these officials. They already have a tough time with all the things they already have to interpret. I agree with that.
Now, to be honest, all of that, it's much like the Pinder Report, where there's establishing things that are made only to then deliver the real reason why you wanted to show something.
Right.
Remember, this game is in Boston. So this is Panthers coach Paul Maurice, whose team is then up 3-1 in the series, dealing with Boston media. And Paul Maurice has done this a time or two.
Play just gets finished more than anything else. And that's in the situation book and it's in the real book. So the only way that I was particularly concerned is like some of your foreheads right now. Because the people in the media doing that to me, like you cannot believe, I caught you with the full forehead. That's where it came from. You were, what's that?
Your interpretation is interesting because I mean, it according to what Swayman says in their locker room, he was
let's go with him. We're good. We're in Boston. Stay with the Bruins, brother. I'm with you.
Has he been here a few times before?
Has he been through it before? I'm worried about your foreheads because y'all got what? Because he was
in Boston. Yeah, go with the Swayman. Don't worry about what I've said.
Part of the clip before that is were you surprised when the call stood and that the challenge was not successful? He said, no, I wasn't. And then all the Bruins, what? And he kind of put, are you okay? Are you going to be all right? Well, if Swayman said, then let's just stay there. Yeah. We're in Bruins.
Why didn't we just ask him during the game?
Yeah. I'm with the Bruins, brother. It's so good. It is so good.
Yeah, and it's easy to be in that chipper, saucy mood when you're up 3-1 going home.
3-1, yeah. And everything's going your way. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Shockingly, he also didn't see anything wrong with the Bennett hit on Marchand that's kept him out of game.
Right.
Game the other night.
Yeah, didn't play.
That's a shoulder thing, isn't it?
I wondered, did you see the reverse angle on the Bennett hit? The greasy little ninja punch?
I only saw it once, shortly. I didn't.
Yeah, it is one of those ones you need to watch a few times because you wonder does Bennett's right hand right there?
Yeah, it definitely gets in there.
Right? Like he pops him.
Darren Pang's got a good view of it. No one else because the cameras are on the other side of the rink. This is a reverse angle, as they would call it.
Now, if that happens in a scrum, it's maybe a penalty. I don't think it's not a suspendable thing. But he comes in.
Well, and if it was, it's too late. Like they play. Yeah. Like, sorry, you missed it.
So if there's a punch there, which I think there is.
Yep. Should have been called, but not.
Yeah. I don't know that
egregious.
It changes. Yeah. My opinion on it a ton.
Sam Bennett in the playoffs, boys. Like he's never going to be that star, but God, is he good in a 7-game mucky lineup across from the same guy every other night for 2 week series? Like
So this game, obviously 4 games old, 3-1 Florida lead. Remember game 1 where Boston, coming off that emotional series, they came in 5-1 win over the Panthers.
Yeah.
Ooh, well, rest versus, rest versus rust, that sort of thing. 6-1, 6-2, 3-2. And all of those, obviously, the final scores for the Panthers. The shots in games 3 and 4 in Boston, 74-35.
Oh.
And I know then you get to, okay, well, what are the scoring chances? But the thing is, when it's 74-35, you've got the puck a lot more than your opponent.
Yeah.
And you've 6-1, 6-2.
I'm going to go pull the scoring chances in that last game just to see where it was.
If old Montgomery was friggin' buzzing before.
So game 4, your high dangers. Actually pretty close. Crazy.
Right? So I think you have to put stock into what the actual scoring chances are, but over a course of time, when one team is just peppering non-stop over and over, the team that's being that badly outshot, it feels like they're going to need some horseshoes somewhere along the way. They're going to need to be very opportunistic for things to go their way.
Scoring chances 26-14. The high dangers are 9-11. So really close on high danger, but 26 scoring chances to 14 tells a story for sure.
But they do. They look very comfortable, the old Florida Panthers. How do you want to do it? You want to go low scoring? You want to score a bunch? You want to fight? You want to do it straight up? We can do it all.
Yep.
And
the Rangers all the series.
Yes. Let's go there. Let's talk.
Oh, go ahead.
No,
this is a. I can talk about it at any point, but if I'm taking my kid to a game, and it looks like Panthers Rangers, can you wear a Panthers jersey to Madison Square?
How old's the kid? Because he's going to learn some new words if he's not over a certain threshold.
12.
Well,
there's going to be some expanded vocabulary going on there.
He's lived with me, so that's fine.
Yeah, there is. Dad is going to be really drunk. So I don't know if it's the jersey so much as Dad who might invite the violence.
And look, New York's lovely. Florida, Rhett. Safe confines, alumni, good weather.
I played with Johan Garpenlov. What have you done? Huh? If Beezer maybe makes another couple of saves, huh?
I don't think you want to go into that's a bit of a madhouse there on Broadway.
If Scrudland were here, he'd tell you where to go.
He played in Rangers. Big contract.
Yeah.
Screwy?
5.1 over 3 years.
Jeez. Well done.
Good for him.
Hall of Fame career over here. So which game are you going to?
I don't drink around my kids. Florida, probably.
They drink around you, though. We heard about that in the airport, right?
Yeah, you just drink together.
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe. Oh, son, you're home from school? How was class today? Look at the time. I believe it's happy hour.
You know
what
are we? Would you like a cognac? Let's talk about phys ed.
You're on your way home from school on your scooter. Yeah. Can you just grab a bag of ice at the Quickie Mart? That'd be great.
Crushed ice.
It's crushed. Let's go to our Betway bets of the day. Betway, you can get a free bet up to $200 if your first bet loses. But here's the thing. You got to create the new account. Then you scan the QR code on the screen and redeem your bonus. Then you place your bet. No minimum amount required. If it loses, you'll get a refund up to $200 back. You then use that towards your favorite sports. Doing it all over again. How about it? This offer only available outside of Ontario. Here's where we're going.
Okay.
I'm just going Reg wins. The Carolina Hurricanes, they've been right there, but it just feels like the Rangers are better. I certainly like their goaltending better. Regulation win for the Rangers to wrap the series is a plus 150. Dallas at Colorado. Now, I lost in the other night with Colorado, but they were very close. I'll go again. It's plus money on a home ice regulation win for the Avs in a series that we want to go, if not the distance, but certainly longer. And I think, again, you look at the scores, there's been empty netters that have changed when you just kind of glance at it, it's been very close. Colorado, regulation win, home ice, plus money. I'll take it.
We might have a winner between the two of us. I've got Carolina with the regulation win, but you know what? We could still both lose. This could go to overtime. So a little early to call the winner.
There's the smart money.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you really want to thread the needle, there's a lot of sharp money suddenly coming in on a draw with us picking regulation wins for the two teams.
Yeah.
And then I don't mind a little big game hunting for this. Dallas is not at Carolina, Jack. It's Dallas at Colorado. Yeah.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
Are you in
Dallas at Colorado, game 4, 7:30 puck drop?
Have you never heard of like a split squad game?
This is some bullshit right here. The Hurricanes have to play on Broadway and then catch a flight and play Dallas the same day. What
Travel
the fuck?
is an issue always, but
Aho has a group.
Everyone has to deal with it.
Yeah.
Out east, you said it was easy, right? You lied to us. That's some tough travel for the Canes.
Oh, and you think, right? People are bitching about the reffing.
Oh.
You think you got it bad with some questionable calls. How about Rod the Bod?
Yeah.
Rod the Bod's got to win a couple free. I mean,
jeez.
No
the
wonder.
good news is he'll have Nichushkin and Rantanen for him.
It's unbelievable.
It's Dallas at Colorado. We're hoping for an explosion from the Avs here. Dallas has been very good, but sometimes Colorado is just too much for you. Let's hope that's tonight. These two have been very good. Plus 400, big game hunt.
No one takes a beating more than Jack over tiny mistakes.
It's beautiful.
Little spelling errors. And it could be noted, hey, when did you get your Betway bets in, you jackasses? After the show started? Great, thanks. So
Thanks,
he gets
guys.
2 letters wrong. Oh, Jack! Oh! We go on for 2 minutes just crushing them.
What do you have to say for yourself, Jack?
You know what?
It's been a while since I've effed one of those up, so
it's true.
Like last week. It's like I tell my kids when I'm coaching, little things.
Yeah.
All those little things.
Detail guy.
That's what they add up.
You do add up.
Little
1
things
inch,
matter.
that's the speech. Give him the inch.
yeah. Pinder's gotten so far behind now where I don't even ask for the email. He just reads it to me.
I'm just dictating now.
So
AI.
It's May, guys. Mayday, Mayday.
Before we let you go, I just
Jack's the
have a question.
boss. You got to be able to rib your boss, right?
I just got a text from a number. And it doesn't show up in any of my contacts, so I don't know who it is. But it's +63 space 985 space 421 space 0483.
Yeah, that's local.
Canada Post, your package has arrived at the warehouse and has been suspended due to a missing home phone number. And there's a link here that they're asking me to click on it to go and get more info. I don't know that I've ordered anything from.
Well, get it done so you don't want it's held up, or you love packages.
I do love packages. I love getting stuff. Man, I can't believe I didn't put my home phone number, my home landline, which I don't have. I can't
They
believe
just
that I wouldn't
texted
have
you.
put
They
that
should
number.
have you. That's weird, eh? Jeez.
Weird, huh? Like they've got my number
Yeah.
to tell me, hey, we ain't got your number.
I'm seeing conflicting reports. Some people saying click that link, and other people saying don't click that link. So, Dina, you got to do this on your own.
Why wouldn't you click it? How are they going to get your home landline number?
Yeah.
How are you going to get your package? It's been suspended.
Look at Big D. He'd have my best interests at heart, I'm sure. Now, question. Do we have a Tim Nacky update?
Tim is on a new project that he started day one on the weekend, and he is hung over his shit because he's on his stag. He sounds awful. We're taking a little breather right now.
Sounds like there's nothing more to say about it. That sounds straight
It's
up.
been a wonderful ride. We'll see if it picks up where he left off.
Ooh.
Shouldn't be working on his stag. It's just sloppy. I mean, he's sloppy. No voice.
This is going great.
Feels awkward, to be honest. I'll just kind of.
Oh, when he gets back to it, we'll get back to him.
Oh. Feel like I maybe shouldn't have brought it up. Is it?
It's not returning my calls anymore. It's down New Zealand.
Yeah, I think it's over.
Yeah.
Hell of a run, guys.
He manifested the Millie and now is giving the double birds to everybody. You'll never hear from me again.
Something I'm promoting A, B, and C, but yeah.
Are you sour with Tim?
I'm not sour with Tim. I'm just
felt like
I'm
maybe
not
there
was push Project B on the show. Project A is what we love. That's fine.
Pinder's right. You got a girlfriend. She dumps you. She changes her hairdo. You don't go chasing after her again.
Yeah, you go find someone with the same haircut.
Have you been scorned?
Not me.
Is that what's happened?
Jack, I need some help here. Have you seen what's happened with Tim?
I'm catching myself up right now. So he's doing something different.
He's sort of inviting people to give their money in and share in as he resets from day one, and they'll split and pool the winnings.
That sounds like a terrible idea. And
it really does.
Pyramid scam.
Yes. But Tim,
I disagree. It sounds like me.
Boom.
Like something that cannot go wrong.
Yeah, well, once you click that link for your package,
maybe that's what it is.
Jesus.
That's the link.
Maybe it's the documents I need to sign.
Maybe the Millie he was manifesting was the list of the followers on Instagram.
I'm on a gravy train with biscuit wheels. It's the matter of time. Well,
no, if he goes back to playing one hand a day and we keep making bets of 125 grand or more, I'm in. Let's go.
You know what? If I'm Tim Nacky, I tell everyone what.
He can do what he wants. I'm not mad at him.
And I just want a bunch of money, and you can f off.
Yes.
I don't need you. Thanks.
And we knew it was going to end sometime.
It can't go forever. Look, it can't go forever. And here's the thing: when you're watching $124,000 bets, you can't just slide back and bet 15 grand.
Yeah, no, boring.
No. That's the whole thing that caught fire was that he had to bet more and more every goddamn day.
And double down.
The double that stung.
Killed him.
And to be fair, for a guy that just had a crazy idea that caught fire, he's gonna make some money on this thing. So good for him. He's an idea guy like Rhett, but he executed and he's getting rich off it.
I got some great ideas. What are you guys doing this weekend? Long weekend.
The weather is very May long in Alberta.
Yes. What about coming down here then?
To Buffalo?
You guys suck.
There's nothing to do in Buffalo right now. What are we going to go to Bison's game? Come on.
That's the selling.
Oh, he's gone. Sorry, that was is that too mean? Too harsh?
No.
It's a Bills game or it's what are we doing? We're not coming down in May.
Buffalo in May.
What are we doing here?
Yeah.
He doesn't exactly live in like Manhattan Beach. We'll go visit in May there, Rhett.
Yeah.
If the Sabres are in some heater of a playoff series against Toronto, hell yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to go hang out at the Finger Lakes with him or the Shoveler.
Okay. Before you get yourself into trouble, I'm just going to do this and see you, buddies.
Come on.